Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. We're here to support your professional growth in this incredible industry. Now, you've probably walked into a hotel lobby and felt it, right? That invisible tension in the air? That's the rush period, a moment of peak pressure that can truly make or break a guest's entire stay. Today, we're going behind the front desk to see how the very best hotels turn that potential chaos into absolute control. It really all comes down to three key ideas.
First up is precision. This is about so much more than just having a plan. It's about making the perfect call at the exact right moment to get a guest into their room without a single noticeable hitch.
And then, of course, there's pressure. This is that intense force, that wave of peak demand that tests every system, every process, and every single person on your team. It's where any tiny cracks in your operation suddenly become huge gaps.
And finally, that brings us to performance. This is the ultimate measure of success. It's not just about surviving the rush, it's about mastering it. It's about creating an experience so smooth the guest has no idea the pressure was ever on. That right there is what separates a good hotel from a truly great one.
All right, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by dissecting what a rush actually is. Then we'll look at the systems you need to command the flow. After that, we'll dive into the crucial human element. And finally, we'll see how the best teams learn from every single peak to get even better.
So let's start by breaking down those high-stress moments. A rush isn't just about a lot of people showing up at once. Think of it more like a stress test, one that reveals the honest-to-goodness truth about how well your teams work together when it really matters.
And here it is. The key thing to understand is that a rush period is where the concept of teamwork stops being a nice idea and becomes intensely practical. It is a direct test of the alignment between your front office and your housekeeping team. If that connection is weak, believe me, everything else will start to crumble.
And this slide just captures the two realities perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have this lobby that just feels calm, even when it's totally packed. The intensity is there, but it's invisible to the guest. On the other side, well, it's the total opposite. You can see the stress on people's faces, you can feel the tension rising, and you're caught in this cycle of frustration that hits both the staff and the guests.
So the big question is, how do you get from that chaotic side of the slide over to the calm one? Well, it all starts with building a system to command the flow, turning what feels like a flood of information into controlled, decisive action. The absolute non-negotiable foundation for controlling a rush is shared visibility. In those peak hours, information is your most valuable asset. Both the front desk and housekeeping have to be looking at the exact same real-time picture of the hotel. If they're not, you're just flying blind.
And this is a little peek into what that operational picture really looks like. We're talking about knowing exactly how many guests are waiting, which rooms are almost ready, if there are any red flags we need to deal with right now. When everyone sees this, you can stop just reacting to chaos and start actually anticipating what's coming next.
This workflow is where that shared data turns into real action. See, the front office isn't just yelling for any clean room. They're building a smart priority list. Maybe that family with tired kids gets the very next room. Or maybe it's the high-status loyalty member who's in a hurry. This is how you ensure all of housekeeping's hard work has the biggest possible impact.
Okay, but even the best systems in the world are pretty useless without the most important component, the human connection. Because when the pressure is really on, everything comes down to clear communication and genuine, mutual support. I want you to really think about this question. High demand creates so much emotional pressure, not just for the staff, but for the guests too. A guest who's waiting isn't just waiting for a room. They are listening to every single word, every tone of voice, and how your team communicates in those few moments can either stabilize the whole situation or just pour fuel on the fire.
And the language your team uses makes all the difference. Just look at this. On one side, saying we're waiting on housekeeping just points a finger and transfers stress. But on the other, saying your room is a priority for our team, that presents a unified front. It tells the guest, we are all in this together and we've got you.
And that support has to be about more than just words. We're talking about proactive actions. Can the front desk help clear up a Do Not Disturb sign by calling the room? Can they gently chase a late checkout? These small acts are about looking beyond your own to-do list and asking, how can I help my teammate win right now? That's how a good team becomes a great one.
So, surviving a rush, that's one thing.
But truly mastering it, that requires a deep commitment to transforming that intense experience into real expertise. The goal isn't just to get through the next peak period, it's to get smarter and stronger with each one.
You know, here's what really separates the pros from the amateurs. The work is not over when the lobby finally clears out. That post-rush debrief is absolutely essential. You start by recognizing the team's incredible effort, and then you get really honest. Where did we get stuck? What worked like a dream? This is how you turn a stressful day into a powerful lesson.
And with every cycle of action and reflection, the team's response just gets sharper and more intuitive. What once felt like total chaos starts to feel more like a coordinated dance. Confidence grows, performance improves, and the whole operation gets smoother.
Ultimately, this is the mindset shift that we're aiming for. Rush periods are not a threat you have to endure. They are opportunities. They are the moments your team gets to demonstrate its excellence. They're a chance to showcase the strength of your culture in its most visible and practical form.
And that brings us to this final big idea. In an industry that's built on service and comfort, maybe the ultimate luxury isn't a bigger TV or a softer pillow. Maybe, just maybe, it's a completely seamless, stressful experience delivered by a perfectly unified team. That invisible amenity, that might just be the one that matters most of all.